everyone, I'm Bethany. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. It has been a while since I've done a recorded live reading, so I'm excited to do this for you today. I literally just woke up like 30 minutes ago and got my coffee, so still drinking it and waking up. But I was inspired as I was making my coffee to start doing full moon and new moon readings for you guys. So generally I've just been doing posts on Instagram, but I've been wanting to get back into videos. I used to do them earlier this year, but then I stopped and I deleted them all on my YouTube, and I've been being urged to get back into it. So here I am. Every new moon and full moon, you can expect a short check-in of the energy, and that's what we're doing today. So tomorrow, I'm recording this Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday the 13th, October 13th, and it is the full moon in Aries. So Aries is I call it the baby of the zodiac. It's the very first sign, and they are a fire sign. They're go-getters. They're extremely high energy. They want to achieve. They are all about taking action and doing it very quickly. And look, the Fool came out, and this is what I was just going to say. It's kind of like the Fool's energy. The Fool is the very first major arcana in the tarot, and it's all about taking leaps of faith, taking risks, you know, being the fool in a kind of situation, but not in like, I guess it can be in a way that's not really thinking about, you know, what you're thinking things through. However, sometimes taking risks and not thinking about it, like just kind of going off of how you feel, your passion, your desire, can sometimes be a good thing. But it's also, you know, sometimes we do just need to take quick action. And I feel like that's what this full moon in Aries is representing, is no longer putting off where in our lives we need to take action. And Aries are all about doing that. So, excuse my voice. Like I said, I just woke up. So yeah, the Fool's energy is already present. Having a clean slate, starting fresh. And we're in the month of October, and October is a 10 month, so 10s represent completion, like actually coming to the completion of a cycle. And that's something that's been showing up in my life and some of my clients and friends and family, is no more excuses on where we haven't been taking action to complete things in our lives that have been done for a while, whether, you know, energetically things have been finished, but maybe there's like physical things that you still need to complete, whether it's like paperwork or having a conversation or, you know, cleaning something out, whatever. It's going to be different for everybody, but it is representing like with that final nail in the coffin to put whatever it is to bed, this cycle, this situation, experience, this lesson. No more excuses. This is the month to get it all done. So this full moon in Aries, I feel like, will be illuminating for us if we hadn't started this already in the new moon, but like things that are coming to completion. So we had the Sun and the Six of Wands. So yeah, whatever's on the other side of this completion is actually going to bring us a feeling of victory, success, and happiness. The Six of Wands can be about public recognition. Excuse me. While I take a drink of coffee. The Six of Wands is about public recognition, and I'm drawn to the lion in this card because it's all about inner strength. It's our inner strength. We're not being recognized because outwardly we've been, you know, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like we're being recognized for the amount of inner strength that it has taken to get through whatever we've been through and complete this cycle. So whether it's you recognizing this for yourself or other people recognizing how far you've come. 6 is also a number of balance, reciprocity, harmony. It's about relationships. And along with the The Sun is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's also a masculine energy. It can also represent children or family, because there's always a child in this card. But I think it's more of like the essence of a child, which is just joy and bliss and kind of carefree. Also like the Fool kind of being carefree, like we're putting all these burdens behind us. Like whatever needs to be completed, we probably already know. I know I do. It's going to, once we do that final action and just like let it go for good and come to peace with, okay, this is over, and close that book, or like I said, put that final nail in the coffin to put it to bed, it's going to bring such immense joy and happiness and a feeling of accomplishment and victory. And we may or may not be receiving recognition from others. Maybe it's just ourselves, like a chance to recognize ourselves and what we've gone through and how far we've come. But that's what's happening. Let's see what else. I'm also very drawn to the butterflies in the Sun card and the sunflowers. You know, butterflies are very symbolic, almost cliche, symbolic of transformation. And I feel like that's just what it's representing. You've transformed either yourself or you've had to transform yourself in order to transform another area of your life, because it always starts with us. So I think that's what it's representing, is like, do not be afraid to fly away and be the butterfly, even though you may be leaving some things behind that no longer resonate with you, because you've kind of transformed and evolved past your current circumstances. What is this? The Page of Pentacles. So once you do close out this cycle, the Page of Pentacles is about a brand new opportunity or ideas in the physical world. But it's a page, so it's again, it's a very, I want to say immature. I don't mean that in like a negative way. It's like a, not even like a childlike, and it's like a little bit older than a child energy, like the Fool. It's like the Page and the Fool, I feel like, could be synonymous in their meanings, in that like that energy of like, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but innocence, I guess. It's like innocence, having a clean slate, like just starting fresh. Starting fresh is what I feel. That's what pages represent to me. It's like that feeling of starting fresh. It's when the ideas come, when everything seems possible, and then it's like not until you get to the Knight, which is the next card in the deck, is when you start to take action. So right now, like after this, it's like then you're gonna have a time to pause and to rest and to really get, you know, to start over with new ideas, start fresh. Like you're just gonna feel a newness, and but you're going to have to be still for a little bit. I feel like there's this card came out in a reading that I did for a client the other day, and the message I was getting was like, this is all about you sitting still and listening to those messages, making sure that you are taking that time to meditate, to be still, to actually get the guidance that you need going forward. You can't distract yourself from distract yourself with anything. Like you have to sit and be and practice being in order to actually make changes in the physical world, because pentacles represent tangible things in the physical world. It could represent money, career, just anything that you can touch, see, hear, feel in the physical. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so then there's, the Eight of Pentacles is about work. It's about putting in hard work and effort and dedication on whatever it is you choose, whichever new direction you're going in. And so because it's another Pentacles card, I feel like this is representing work. It's representing career, or just creating abundance when it comes to physical things in the world. So in your world, I feel like there's this element of you've done the personal transformation for yourself, like your inner self, or I mean, obviously your inner world has been transformed. So now it's time because of that, it always starts within, and that's when we start to see the manifestations on the outside match up with what's happening on the inside. And so now, because you put in this work, and because you're going to continue to put in the work, because you're sitting still and listening and getting that guidance that you know is in alignment with where you're supposed to go, and because you've chosen to close out these cycles of the past, and learn the lessons and actually take them with you and integrate them, now your physical world is going to match up with your inner world. And so there's this message of possibly some of you have been feeling like, oh, when am I going to see what I'm trying to create? You know, maybe you've been doing all this work on yourself and not really seeing any results. And because we live in this world where we need instant gratification, and we we identify with results, like achieving results as like money or status or something. If we're just focusing on ourselves and we're not seeing anything actually happen on the outside, we're not seeing anything gained on the outside, we think that we're not successful, but that's not true. And so I feel like now is the season for those of us who have been doing the inner work, the personal transformation, to actually show, you know, that work was worth it, because now we're getting back what all the work we have put in, you know, and also because we've been closing out cycles. Anyone who hasn't been doing their inner work is not going to be reaping any benefits. This is also the harvest full moon, so it's all about harvesting what the seeds we planted and what we've nurtured for so long, however long it's been for you. It's time to harvest that shit. So some of us, I think in our world, it's kind of backwards. Like, we're taught to focus on the outside first instead of the inside. And so some people, I think, can still get caught up in that. The King of Cups. Okay, let's pull one more, and then we're going to be done with this spread. And then I'll pull a oracle card. The King of Cups. So, okay, there's two more. And the King of Pentacles is on the bottom. They were wanting me to look at that, along with the Moon and the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. So there's a lot of masculine energy happening. We have the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So we all have masculine and feminine within us. So I feel like this is representing our balance of, like, and actually what I was just talking about. So is focusing on our inner world, our emotions, and doing that personal transformation within. The King of Cups kind of being very mature, emotionally mature and stable, but sometimes, but also grounded in our emotions, and we don't necessarily have to show our emotions, the depth of our emotions, even though we do feel it. And that's what the King of Cups represents, and that can be a sign of strength, is being able to alchemize what's happening within us without showing it on the outside. Doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, because sometimes you need that skill when there's like chaos on the outside, right? Or other people are going through things. So like, I have a 5-year-old son, and if he's having a complete meltdown, I can't join him. And even though I'm feeling everything he's feeling, and I understand what he's going through, I have to keep my cool. And be able to process what's happening for him within me, so then that I can support him in understanding what he's going through. So, and the King of Pentacles, he's very grounded, he's mature, stable, he knows what's important to him, he's committed, he's very abundant, and he gets shit done in the physical world. So that's what I feel like. This is kind of reiterating what I had just said about doing the inner work first, and now it's like showing up on the outside. Like, we're becoming very balanced. And I feel like there's been this healing of masculine energy, whether you're a male or a female. There's been this healing and work on this masculine energy of learning how to be in touch with our emotions, and which is, our feminine side also. It's very feminine. And then being able to translate that into the physical world. So, yeah, let's see. What else? The Ace of Pentacles and the Moon. So the Moon is our intuition. It's also our feminine side. Also, look, we have the Sun and the Moon that came out. So, yes, to me, this is just really representing balance. We have Like to me also the 8, an 8 is a balanced card. It's like 4 and 4. 6 is a balanced card. We have this, we're talking about balance. The sun and the moon is about like opposites. All of the inner work that we've been doing through these phases, being connected to our bodies and our emotions and riding the waves throughout has created these brand new opportunities that are going to come in. There's lots of pentacles here, lots of major arcana, and well, there's what, 2 major arcana, lots of pentacles and 2 kings. We've been maturing and doing the work that we've been guided to do based on following our intuition. And now, like I said, we're going to have all these opportunities, whether it's one big opportunity or multiple ones to choose from. You know, that's the Ace of Pentacles, as a gift being given. We're actually going to see the fruits of our labor in the physical world. So that's really exciting. I think it's just kind of wrapping up everything I already said. So I want to do, this is my Oracle of Visions deck. I just got it, so I'm going to read it from the book when I do, because I've only pulled a few cards, but a dear friend of mine gave this to me. Also, this deck that I'm using is the Crystal Visions Tarot. Who's the creator? Jennifer Galasso? I don't know. I was drawn to both of these because they both have visions in the title, and I feel like we're being really guided to just keep following our intuition, because we are tapped in and we do know intuitively the direction that we're supposed to go. So if anyone needed that message, it's like you're already on the right track. You keep listening to your intuition. Oh wow, what a beautiful card. Again, there's more butterflies on this, so I'm drawn to that immediately. Also, it's a mermaid and she's underwater, so more emotions. I can't wait to read the message. And it's a 50, and that's like one of the last cards in the deck, I believe. Isn't that beautiful? These have beautiful images. Let me see if I can get this to stand up right here. There, look at that. Okay. Let's see if this is the last card in the deck. No, it's not, but one of the last cards. So this represents curiosity, comparisons, and dissatisfaction. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. That is a quote from Dale Carnegie. So the card says, we are driven at first by curiosity, then by dissatisfaction. That reminds me of what Abraham Hicks talks about the about seeing contrast of what we don't want and then knowing what we do want. To consider alternatives and to our present circumstances. The grass appears to be greener on the other side of the fence, or so we believe, and so it is with this visual take on the tale of the Little Mermaid. The glass sphere provides her with a means of briefly experiencing another world, and much like a vacation away from home, or brief foray into a different lifestyle, the experience can prove to be intoxicating. It may turn out to be something that leaves us discontent, or it may provide the impetus to move on and make such changes permanent. But we should be wary and consider carefully whether we would truly belong in this new environment. We should try to judge it for what it would be in reality. The attraction and appeal of those brief encounters may not survive a lengthier commitment. Interesting. And I love this because on the if you can see it, it's a 111 on the page, and 111 to me represents new beginnings. Which is all about what we're talking about here. So let's see how this fits in here. I think there's this message of, again, making the changes necessary for the life we want, based on what we've, like, it talks about not living in reality, our imagination. So maybe we've created this, fantasy life or world, or we have this dream, but we don't really have a practical plan yet. And that could represent what the 8 of Pentacles is about, is like we actually have to put in the work. So maybe it's like we're going to be actually given these gifts in now after closing out these cycles to create the life that we said that we've wanted to create. And it's not like we're going to be tested. It's like the universe matches our vibration. So we put out, we put out what we want and then we get opportunities back, and it's up to us to take action on them. So it's not like testing. It's literally like the universe saying, okay, here, look, you're so powerful. You did all this work. This is what you wanted. And then it's giving you the chance to see, like, is this actually going to fit into your life? Do you actually want this? And that's a good question. Sometimes we can get caught up in our own heads and our own imaginations, and think we want something, and then when we actually get it, we realize it's not that great for us, or maybe we didn't realize all of what it would entail to keep it up in the physical world, or all of these things. So, and again, I'm drawn to the number here on this card, which is 50. It's a number 5, which is about change. And so and I guess it is kind of testing us. It's kind of like, do you have what it takes to actually change what you need to change in your life now, closing out these cycles, leaving that relationship, leaving that job, actually taking that step forward, and it's probably a completely new direction, something that, may not make sense to everybody else, or it's completely different from what you're doing now. It's like, are you willing to make these changes? Because, and again, I'm going back to someone who I watch, another reader. She always says your new life is going to cost you your old one. So are you willing to close this chapter of your old life to begin your new one? That's kind of what's going to be presented here. It's like you'll get these hits, these ideas, and are you going to follow through with them? It's just like with me today. It was like, I don't do this often, but this morning it was like, oh, do a full moon video for everyone. And, we have to start doing things differently if we want the results and the changes we say we do want. So we actually have to put in the work. It's not just things that are going to just show up and it's going to happen for us. We have to put in the work. So, just like with the Little Mermaid, it talks about in this card, she had to make the sacrifice because she really wanted that. And I don't think that the message is like, oh, this isn't right for you. It's almost like you're going to have to make some sacrifices in order to have what you say you want, because it's probably completely different than what you have now. So I feel like that's the message. This Little Mermaid, like, she had to go through a bunch of shit to get what she actually wanted. And then at the end, she still did want it, right? So maybe the grass is greener on the other side. Maybe it isn't. But you'll never know unless you actually try. So I think that's the thing, is you actually have to try. You can't just stay stuck and stay stagnant, and you can't just stay where you've always been. So what are you going to do with this full moon energy? I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to work with me personally, you can contact me through my website. The link is in my bio on Instagram. I'm sending you guys so much love, and happy full moon. All right, bye.